Welcome back to Anfield Wire, your home for the latest Liverpool news, transfer updates, and match analysis. In today's video, we'll cover huge praise for Dominik Szoboszlai after his incredible season, Florian Wirtz's message to Liverpool fans before the big Champions League clash, Trent Alexander-Arnold's England World Cup boost, and more breaking Liverpool updates. If you're a true Red and love daily Liverpool content, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from Anfield Wire. Dominik Szoboszlai paid ultimate compliment after best season for Liverpool yet. Dominik Szoboszlai has come in for plenty of praise this season for his performances, with the Liverpool star being compared to a club hero in the ultimate compliment. Former Liverpool defender Glenn Johnson has compared Dominik Szoboszlai to Steven Gerrard in the ultimate compliment to the midfield maestro. The Hungarian international has been a standout performer for the Reds during an otherwise inconsistent season, coming up with some important displays. His ability to play impressive passes, score from set pieces, and lead the team by example has led to those Gerrard comparisons. Johnson is the latest to make the connection when speaking to Boyle Sports, given the similarities between the pair. On that comparison, he said, "I can see slight similarities between Szoboszlai and Gerrard. With Stevie, we all knew his role, but he could play anywhere. And when Szoboszlai signed, I thought that during the period when they signed him and a few others, he's the most exciting one for me. Now he's kicking on even more. But with Stevie, it's hard for anyone to be compared to Stevie. He's been there, done it, been one of the all-time greats in the Premier League across a 15-year spell. That's not a criticism of Szoboszlai. I think he's doing great. I think Stevie was Stevie, and that's hard to compare. But yeah, the way he's playing, he's a fantastic player. He's winning games and controlling games, heavily involved in games. So, yeah, he's without a doubt one of the first names on the team sheet for me. Szoboszlai will certainly hope he can follow in the footsteps of Gerrard, who became a legend during his long stint at Anfield. The 25-year-old has made a dent in the career the midfielder has had, having won a Premier League and EFL Cup during his time at Liverpool so far. This season alone, the Hungarian midfielder has hit double figures for goals, scoring 10 times and assisting 8 goals across all competitions. They have all been important contributions during a tough season, with plenty of hope that he can continue that to rescue some positives before the end of the campaign. Gerrard himself has given tips for Szoboszlai on how to improve, having watched plenty of the midfielder during his time at Anfield. He told TNT Sports earlier this month, "He's really stepped forward, it's gone to another level now. One of the best strikers of the ball I've seen for a long time. He needs to keep arriving from a number 10 or an attacking 8 position, he can get more goals and take his game to the next level." Equally, Arne Slot has been ringing the praises of Szoboszlai, having joined in with the discussion to say, "Dominik has a lot of qualities. He is an all-round player, an all-round midfielder, a modern midfielder in my opinion. Last season he was already very good, mainly off the ball, a bit on the ball, and I think this season he has improved his game on the ball. Off the ball he is top 3, 4, or 5 in the world, and he is, maybe the best in the world in terms of pressing. It is certainly top praise for a player who has deserved it, but the ultimate goal for Szoboszlai now is to step up when the matches truly matter at a crunch point in the season. Liverpool's chances of advancing past Galatasaray after first leg defeat are clear. Liverpool remain favourites to advance to the Champions League quarter-finals after suffering a 1-0 defeat to Galatasaray in the first leg of the round of 16 on Tuesday. Liverpool must overcome a 1-goal deficit at Anfield next week if they are to advance past Galatasaray and into the Champions League quarter-finals. Arne Slot's side was handed a reality check in Istanbul on Tuesday, failing to score in a hectic affair ultimately 1-0 by Galatasaray, though Mario Lemina's point-blank header 7 minutes in. The Reds had numerous chances themselves, including a second-half equaliser that was ruled out due to Ibrahima Konate's handball shortly before it ricocheted into the net. Overall, Slot's team was second best on the night and now faces an uphill battle to avoid elimination in the round of 16. Still, Liverpool are considered 8-15 favourites to advance past Galatasaray, who are an 11-8 shot to hold off the reigning Premier League champions at Anfield next Wednesday. Slot's team has the distinct advantage of playing at home in the second leg, which they are 2-5 favourites to win in regular time, even though their home record during the 2025-26 campaign has been far from perfect. Liverpool won 3 of 4 home matches in this year's league phase, the only outlier coming in a disastrous 4-1 defeat to PSV on November 26. In the Premier League, the Reds have already dropped points at home against Manchester City, Burnley, Leeds United, Sunderland, Nottingham Forest, and Manchester United. However, Galatasaray's away form this season gives Slot and company good reason to believe The Turkish Giants have lost 4 of 5 away matches in this year's Champions League, their only triumph coming in a 3-0 victory over Ajax in the league phase on November 5. Other than that, Okan Burek's side lost to Eintracht Frankfurt, Monaco, Manchester City, and Juventus in the round of 32 playoff, although Galatasaray entered that matchup 5-2 on aggregate. Tuesday's first leg began with a bang and set the tone for what was to come over the next 90 minutes. The Reds got out on the front foot but could not capitalize on several scoring chances, including Florian Wirtz dragging a shot from distance wide on an open goal just minutes in. It appeared as if Liverpool would be the ones to open the scoring, but Victor Osimhen's headed attempt from a corner kick set up a close-range goal from Lemina, the first of his Champions League career that proved to be the winner. Slot's side will need to be more compact in the back and clinical in the final third in the second leg for its best chance to avoid yet another early Champions League exit. Florian Wirtz makes promise to Liverpool fans before Champions League's second leg versus Galatasaray. Florian Wirtz has made a promise to Liverpool fans before the Champions League second leg against Galatasaray, where the Reds will have to come from a goal down at Anfield. Liverpool midfielder Florian Wirtz says the Reds will bounce back from their 1-0 defeat at Galatasaray, with the second leg to come next week in the Champions League last 16 clash. Wirtz was back in the starting 11 after injury, but the German was unable to convert the chances that fell his way early on in the contest. Mario Lemina then punished that wastefulness by scoring the only goal of the game at the other end, but there is another 90 minutes for Liverpool to find the back of the net and turn things around. Very disappointing game and result, but it's not done yet and we will fight back at Anfield next week, Wirtz wrote on Instagram. This is not the first time that Liverpool has lost to Galatasaray this season, and it should not have been taken aback by the intense atmosphere inside the stadium. I think we started the game really well, even better than 3 months ago, Arne Slot insisted. We were having 3 or 4 great moments, with, of course, the biggest moment with Florian. I didn't see it back but it came across as almost an open goal where he could finish that ball. We weren't able to score. Like last time, when we had our chances they 5 seconds later got their first attack, led to a corner. You have to give credit for the way when they get a chance they play as if it is the last chance of their lives. That is definitely something we can learn from them because we sometimes get our chances and it comes across as if we think we get 10 more. So we were 1-0 down and it's already a difficult place to go if you're 0-0, but if you are 1 goal down it makes it even harder for us, for everyone who's on the pitch, except for their own players. Yeah, a 1-0 loss. Slot was also asked about the chances of his team coming from behind next week when the sides meet again. I don't think they had a lot of chances in the second half, did they? No. They have good players and they're a good team, so they will always create chances, he said. They scored 5 against Juventus here at home, so that tells you what they're capable of. We've had very good chances, one-on-one to the goalkeeper and unfortunately couldn't score. But again, as I have to give credit to how they scored their goal, I have to give credit to the way they defend as well because they keep on fighting, throwing themselves in front of the balls. And in that moment when Hugo Ekitike went 1v1, it was the goalkeeper there to make a very important save. But what I do know is now it's halftime. We've lost here twice with 1-0 and the good thing is the next game is not played here. It is played at Anfield and our fans can create a similar atmosphere. I don't think it's possible that if I look at the last 2 games that so many things can go against us as happened in the last 2 games, although sometimes I question that if I look at this season. But I think things will be more normal in a home game for us. And I also think we can improve our performance and that, with the help of our fans, has to lead to a big game in a week. Liverpool Academy chief's son gets deserved reward with first professional contract. Liverpool youngster Finn Inglethorpe has put pen to paper on a first professional contract with the club after impressing with the academy throughout the season. Liverpool has announced a first professional contract for Finn Inglethorpe, with the academy star putting pen to paper with the Reds for the foreseeable future. The 17-year-old was a first-year scholar at the start of the season, but has impressed with 5 goals and 5 assists for the under-18s. The young Liverpool forward has also featured for the under-19s in the UEFA Youth League, making 2 appearances against PSV Eindhoven and Inter Milan. Inglethorpe's contract is a reward for his good form, as he continues to show plenty of promise for the future. The striker has plenty of pace, and there is experience in his family of being a professional footballer that may help guide him towards a successful career. Finn Inglethorpe is the son of Alex Inglethorpe, who is currently the academy director at Liverpool. The 54-year-old had his own playing career, featuring for Watford, Leyton Orient, and Exeter City, making 160 appearances throughout his career before retiring in 2003. There were management roles at Leatherhead and Exeter that followed, before he was part of backroom teams at Tottenham and then Liverpool. Inglethorpe joined the Reds in 2012 as a reserve team coach, before he eventually made his move from under-21s coach to academy director in 2014. In the 12 years in the role, Liverpool has brought through plenty of academy talent such as Trent Alexander-Arnold and Raheem Sterling. He will certainly be hoping that his son is the next one to make an impact, having done so at an early stage for the academy teams. Inglethorpe has been at Liverpool since pre-academy level and has worked his way through the ranks in impressive fashion. The 17-year-old has featured at youth level for England, and is one of several impressive stars looking to be the next one to break into the first team. The under-21s feature several well-known names such as Amara Nallo and Jayden Danns, while a few others have already been named in senior squads. That includes Trey Nyoni and Rio Ngumaha, with the latter of those impressing in the few minutes he has been handed. There is hope under Arne Slot in particular, with the manager making it clear that he will use academy stars and help introduce them. He said last month, "I am always looking at the younger players, a few of them are closer and closer to first-team football. Rio, Ngumaha, and Trey Nyoni have had that, and games like this could be an option, but it is about the right balance. We play a strong team and who to play is something to think about. Of course it gives us more questions, that it is Brighton. If we had a different opponent then I maybe make other choices." Ngumaha has been handed 483 minutes so far, with 1 goal to his name in the Premier League and plenty of promise for the future. Nyoni has made 220 minutes on the pitch for the senior team so far, and has equally shown plenty of quality, with some hope that the pair can drive forward with Liverpool. The 17 and 18-year-olds have shown there is a pathway there for Liverpool youngsters to make their way into the team to make an impact. Trent Alexander-Arnold handed England World Cup boost despite Real Madrid nightmare. The retirement of longtime England right-back Kyle Walker from the national team could open the door for ex-Red star Trent Alexander-Arnold at the 2026 World Cup. Former Liverpool right-back Trent Alexander-Arnold seemed like a future mainstay in the England national team when he made the Three Lions 2018 World Cup squad as a teenager. Now a 26-year-old, Alexander-Arnold has only 34 caps for his national team, thanks in part to his up-and-down form. However, he was handed a boon toward future opportunities on Tuesday as longtime starter Kyle Walker announced his international retirement. Walker, 35, announced the decision via England's social media channels. "I am sad to be making this decision, but I'm also very proud of what I've achieved with England," the current Burnley defender said. "Today is the time that comes to an end. It's good for me to have a little bit of closure to my career on the international stage." With Alexander-Arnold struggling for both reliable form and fitness after a nightmarish transfer to Real Madrid this summer, Walker's retirement comes at an ideal time for the former Liverpool defender. With Walker out of the picture, Alexander-Arnold has one less player to compete with for the starting right-back position in England coach Thomas Tuchel's team. Walker has started practically every important game for the Three Lions in each of the last 5 tournaments, the 2018 and 2022 World Cups, and the 2016, 2020, and 2024 Euros. The 35-year-old made his debut for England at Wembley in 2011, coming on for his current Burnley manager Scott Parker in a 1-0 win over Spain. Walker's last appearance came against Senegal last summer. Alexander-Arnold has 2 assists in 947 minutes, across all competitions, for Real Madrid this season, splitting time with Dani Carvajal and Federico Valverde at right-back. He'll still have to compete with Chelsea's Reece James, England's presumed starter, should he stay fit, Newcastle's Tino Livramento, also an injury risk, Tottenham's Jed Spence, and a host of others for the starting job at the 2026 World Cup. In England's last game, ex-Reds defender Jarell Quansah started out of position at right-back in a match against Albania. James started the match before Alexander-Arnold's last start for England game in an October 2024 3-1 win against Finland, where he had an assist and looked like one of the best players on the pitch. He missed the 2020 Euros through injury, made a single appearance at the 2022 World Cup, and was a frequently used substitute at the 2024 Euros in Germany. Alexander-Arnold has 4 goals for England.